Stop being a content creator. Start being a factory owner.
Stop being a content creator. Start being a factory owner. Let me show you the 6-stage blueprint to build your own. It starts with...
Let's get started with the details.
All right, let's get right into it. We are about to break down a blueprint for building a content business that doesn't just grow, it practically runs itself.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if your content business ran itself while you slept? Picture this, an engine that's always on, constantly creating, publishing, and pulling in a bigger audience, all on autopilot. Now this might sound like some kind of science fiction, but for a whole new wave of creators, it's already happening.
$10,000 a month. That's the kind of money some of these so-called faceless YouTube channels are pulling in as we speak. So how are they doing it? Well, they figured out how to pump out a ton of content without burning themselves out. And their secret weapon? It's a slick automation system.
And look, it's not just me saying this. This quote from Amarek Studio just hits the nail on the head. These channels are using AI to automate everything. AI does the work and they collect the money. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. This isn't some trend that's coming in the future, it's here now. So really the only question is, how do you build one for yourself?
This brings us to a completely new business model, the autopilot content business. And it's all about a big mindset shift. You stop being the person doing all the manual labor, and you become the architect of this really smart automated system.
So what's the big problem we're actually trying to solve here? Well, it's something every creator knows, the dreaded content treadmill. You know the feeling, right? You're supposed to be on your blog, on YouTube, on TikTok, everywhere at once. And it leads to this messy, fragmented workflow of just endless brainstorming, writing, and scheduling. It's absolutely exhausting, and it's pretty much impossible to scale that way.
The only way to get off that treadmill is through content automation. But that term gets thrown around a lot. It is so much more than just firing up an AI writer to help you with a paragraph. So let's really break down what it means to build a truly automated system.
Okay, so at its heart, content automation is all about using AI and really smart workflows to just get rid of the most expensive, time-sucking, and repetitive parts of your job. The best way to think about it is like you're building a full-on assembly line for your content, from the very first idea all the way to the final report card.
And this right here perfectly shows that huge shift in thinking. Over on the left, you've got the old way, the manual hamster wheel. You're just stuck in this endless loop of creating, posting, analyzing, repeat. But on the right, you see the automated workflow, the integrated content factory. You're no longer the worker on the assembly line. You're the architect who designed the whole thing. It's a total game changer.
So the big question is, how do you actually build this factory? Well, it all comes down to a really clear 6-step process. This is basically the blueprint for your entire operation.
And here it is, the 6-stage blueprint. It all kicks off with ideation, where you use AI to figure out what your audience is actually hungry for. From there, you move to writing, where AI tools do the heavy lifting. Next up, the system handles all the design for your visuals. Then comes the automated publishing to all your platforms. Now stage 5, repurposing. This is the magic step, where one blog post can become a dozen different pieces of micro-content. And all of that feeds into the final stage, analytics, where the system learns what worked and what didn't, so the next batch of ideas is even smarter. It's a complete, self-improving loop.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, doesn't it? But let's make it super practical. We're going to walk through a real-world case study right now, a fully automated 2-hour workflow. And the goal is ambitious, to create one full blog post, one short video, and 3 different social posts, all from a single starting point.
And here's exactly how it breaks down. Just 15 minutes for ideation, maybe using something like ChatGPT to spit out topics and outlines. Then 30 minutes to review and polish the blog post that the AI drafted for you. 20 minutes for AI to whip up all your graphics inside Canva. Another 20 minutes to feed that post into a tool that automatically creates a video from it. Then just 15 minutes to schedule everything to go live, and finally 10 minutes to set up your analytics. That's a whole content package, done in 2 hours, something that would normally take a full day, maybe even 2.
So what's the real result of all this? For every single 2-hour automation cycle you run, you're getting back over 10 hours of manual work. And that's not just time to relax. That's precious time you can now pour back into big picture strategy or networking or building the next part of your business. Okay, so we've seen the workflow, but what are the actual tools that make it all happen? We've covered the why and the how, so now let's get into the with what. Because building the right tool stack is absolutely essential to making this factory actually run.
The cool part is, for every single stage of this content factory, there's a specific category of AI tool just waiting to do the heavy lifting for you. For writing, you've got amazing AI writers like Jasper. For design, new AI features and tools like Canva can generate visuals in seconds. For video, there are all these incredible repurposing tools. The real trick is finding the perfect tool for each stage of your workflow, and then, crucially, connecting them all together.
But how do you connect all these different tools? Well, that's where the glue of automation comes in. A tool like Zapier is basically the central nervous system for your entire factory. It connects thousands of different apps. So, for example, when you finish a draft in one tool, Zapier can automatically send it to your blog, publish it, and even shoot a message to your team on Slack. It's what makes the whole process feel absolutely seamless.
So let's circle all the way back to what this actually gets you, the results. Because building this system isn't just some fun tech project, it delivers a massive payoff in both time saved and, you guessed it, money earned.
And I mean, the numbers here are just staggering. Creators who are using these systems are saving, on average, 80% of their time. They're boosting their content output by 3 to 5 times without hiring a single person. And get this, the most impressive number of all, the average return on investment is anywhere from 150% to over 500%. We're not talking about small improvements here. This is a complete reinvention of how a content business can work.
Okay, so this brings us to the final and, let's be honest, the most important part. Starting your own engine. How do you actually get this thing off the ground? So if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. The AI-powered content factory is not some far-off futuristic idea. It's a reality, right now. The tools are out there, they're affordable, and they're ready for you to start putting the pieces together today. You don't need a huge team or a massive budget, you just need a clear process.
So, the only question left to ask is, are you ready to stop being just another content creator and start being the architect of your very own content machine?
If you're ready to start building your own automation engine, you're going to want to subscribe. We'll be breaking down even more of these workflows and tool stacks in future explainers. You don't want to miss it.